Hi, welcome to the Edexcel past paper solution. This is IAL Edexcel Mathematics C12 January 2017. Let's start. Question number 1. Given y equal to x cubed by 3 minus 2x square plus 3x plus 5, find dy by dx, simplifying each term. So, if you have y x to the power n, and if you differentiate this y becomes dy by dx, and according to power rule or chain rule, this n comes down, becomes coefficient, and you reduce the power by 1. So xn, the derivative of xn is nx n minus 1. So using this concept, if you have a x cube, then when you differentiate, the power will come down, so it becomes 3x, and make power of the x cube 1 less, so it will be 3x square. So derivative of x cube is 3x square. Use the same concept, so you can apply the rule to differentiate each term of this equation. That means the left hand side, dy by dx is equal to x cube by 3x squared by 3 minus 4x plus 3, because derivative of x is 1, so 3, and derivative of constant is 0, so plus 0. So this 3 gets cancelled, so dy by dx is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3. This is part A. B. Hence find the set of value for x for which dy by dx is more than 0. So you have dy by dx, according to condition, they are saying find the set of values for which x square minus 4x plus 3, which is dy by dx, is more than 0. So this is a quadratic equation. It's not a quadratic equation, it is quadratic inequality, and you need to solve. So the idea of solving behind this inequality is initially we ignore the sign of inequality, and we consider this as an equation. So x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0, and we solve this equation as a regular quadratic equation, and we find two values of x, because this is a quadratic equation, so we must have two values of x, and then we decide the range of values of x according to inequality. So let's solve this quadratic equation. You can use quadratic formula, or you can use a factorization method, which is in this case is the easy one. You have a 3, so you can make factor of 3 so that you can have minus 4. So this x square minus 4x plus 3 can be written as x minus 3 x minus 1 equal to 0. How did I do that? The idea is you need to look at the constant term, which is plus 3. So constant term is plus 3, and you need to make factor of plus 3, these two factor. So if you add or subtract these factor to get minus 4, so clearly it is minus 3 and minus 1. So the factor of 3 is 3 and 1, and if you add these two, so you will get minus 4. That's why I wrote x minus 3 and x minus 1. So now you can say that from this equation, x is 3 and x is 1. These are the two values that I was talking about. We need to find two values of x. Once we have these values, now we need to find the range of values according to given inequality. So there are two different methods to find the range. One is, what do we do? Because this equation is a quadratic equation, this one, and we know that the coefficient of x squared is positive. So we have a parabola with root x equal to 1 and x equal to 3. So you can say 1 and 3. And you can draw a parabola. It's just a sketch. Don't need to do the accurate. So this is your parabola and these are the roots. So you can say that this line is showing positive values and also this line is showing positive values, while this line is showing negative values. So you can say that if x is more than it's not more than, if you are coming at this on the left side of 1, so this is less than 1. So if x is less than 1, then you have positive values of the parabola, which is true because this parabola is positive. So for x is less than 1, you have a positive values. X is more than 3, you have positive values. That means all the values of x more than 3 and less than 1 will satisfy the inequality. That means you can say that the set of values is x is less than 1 and x is more than 3. These are the set of values which satisfy our inequality. So this is the first method. The second method is, you can draw a number line and mark these two values, x equal to 3 and x equal to 1, 1 and then 3, and after this we choose 3 test points. One is before 1, in between 1 and 3, somewhere any test point, and after 3 any test point. So we need to check a test point less than 1. So less than 1, the best point is 0. This is my test point, x equal to 0. And between 1 and 3, I can choose x equal to 2. And more than 3, x equal to 4. It's my choice. Even I can choose 3.1 if I wish. But 3.1 decimal number is really difficult to calculate manually, or it's up to you, but it should be more than 3. So I'm choosing these 3 test points, and one by one I will substitute these test points and I will check that whether the inequality is true for any given substitution or not. So you can see that if I put x equal to 0, which is a test point, is smaller than 1, if you put x equal to 0, so it will be 0 square minus 4 times of 0, so 0 minus 0, 0, that means 3. So for x equal to 0, your inequality is 3 more than 0, which is true. That means x equal to 0, all the numbers less than 1 will have true inequality. So this is the first proof. Now we can do same for other number. In fact, what happened in these kinds of tests, if one number in this range is giving you true inequality, that means the next number on the other range outside this 3 should give you true values, because you can see that you have a positive values of these of the graph. So you don't need to check, but if you wish, you can check for your satisfaction. You can put 4 in place of x. So 4 square is 16 minus 4 times of 4 times of 4, again 16 plus 3. So you can say that 16 cancel 3 is more than 0. Luckily or by chance it is coming 3 more than 0, but it is not necessary always the case. But the idea is the inequality should be true. So if left hand side and the right hand side of the interval is true, that means in between the inequality should be false, and you can check x equal to 2. If you put x equal to 2 in your inequality, this says 2, that means 2 square is 4 minus 4 times of 2 is 8 plus 3. And if you simplify this, you have 4 minus 8 is minus 4, and minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. So minus 1, which is absolutely wrong. That means all the numbers in between 1 and 3 will give you false statement. That means your interval of this inequality is x is less than 1 and more than 3. This is the interval. So it's up to you whether you choose this method or this method. Question number 2. A circle with center C and the radius r has equation x square plus y square minus 8x plus 4y minus 12 equal to 0. Find the coordinate of C. A typical question whenever they talk about a circle and they gave you equation in the form of quadratic terms of x and quadratic term of y, they generally ask coordinate of the center and then the radius. So idea is you need to transform this equation in the form of standard form of the circle. So if you have a circle like this is a circle, center is h and k, and the radius is r. So for these types of circle, you have a standard equation x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square. So finding C means if you are given equation in this form, so you need to convert or transform this equation into this standard form, and then you can after comparing your equation, transformed equation with this standard equation, you can figure out center and the radius. And how do we do that? First you need to gather the x and the y term and send constant on the other side because you need equal to r square. So first I'm going to arrange. That means this says I'm just writing here, let's see, x square minus 8x plus y square minus, I guess, plus 4y minus 12 equal to 12. And then I'm going to rewrite these two terms as a complete square. So x, the sign in between quadratic and the linear term, which is minus, and half of the coefficient of the x, that means 4 whole square, plus I need to compensate what I added. I added here 4 square, so I need to not add, I need to subtract 4 square. And then same thing with the y terms, so plus this one, this plus is there, y square plus 4y. So in bracket I'm going to write y and the sign in between quadratic and the linear term, which is plus, in this case plus, and half of the coefficient of the middle term or the linear term. So half of 4 is 2 square, and then I need to compensate this 2 by subtracting 2 square, and then equal 12. So if you rearrange the whole equation and send all this minus 4 square and minus 2 square on the other side, so you have x minus 4 whole square plus y plus 2 whole square is equal to 12 already there. Minus 4 is coming on the other side, so it is plus 16. Minus 2 square is coming, so plus 4. And then you can say that x minus 4 whole square plus y plus 2 whole square is equal to 12 plus 16 plus 4, so 20, and 12 32. This is 32. So clearly now you can compare. This implies that x minus h, and you have x minus 4, so h is equal to 4, comma y minus k, and you have y plus 2, so k is equal to minus 2. That means your center is 4 comma minus 2. And for part B, the exact value of r, if you compare the right hand side, so r square is equal to 32. So you can say that r is equal to root 32. Or you can simplify this 32 if you wish. You can write 32 as inside root as 16 times 2, and then 16 comes out from the root, becomes 4 root 2. So root 32 can be written as 4 root 2. This is the radius. Answer for part B. Okay, the circle cuts the y-axis at the point A and B. Find the coordinate of the points A and B. So let me just clean this. The circle is intersecting. So you have, let's see. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. This is a circle, and this circle has a center that we found as 4 and minus 2, and this circle is intersecting the y-axis like this, and then this. Don't confuse, because I don't know whether it is tangent, but I'm just drawing. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this circle is intersecting y-axis at 2 points A and B, and I need to figure out the coordinate of A and coordinate of B. And this is quite easy understanding, because these A and B are in fact y-intercepts, and for y-intercepts x must be 0. So you put x equal to 0 in the above equation, and then you can figure out the values of y. So put x equal to 0 in the given equation here, or the equation that you transform. It's up to you. So if you put x equal to 0, that means this term gone, 0 square minus 8x, this is also gone. So you have y square plus 4y minus 12 equal to 0. Again, you have a quadratic equation, and you need to solve this quadratic equation either by using quadratic formula or factorization. So again, you have a 12 minus 12, so you can make a factor to get plus 4. So it is 6, you need plus 4, so 6 and minus 2. So 6 times minus 2 is minus 12, and 6 minus 2 is plus 4. That means you can write as y plus 6 and then y minus 2 equal to 0. From this equation, because you have two factors and you are equating it with the 0, so you can equate separately. You can say that y is equal to minus 6 and then y is equal to 2. So these are y coordinates of the point A and B. That means coordinate of A is 2, 0, and then coordinate of point B is minus 6. What I'm doing is y coordinates. I'm sorry about that. So coordinate of A, this is A point. So coordinate of A will be 0, 2, and coordinate of B would be 0, minus 6. So now you have the coordinates, so you can, if you wish, you can visualize the exact picture. This x-axis is somewhere here. So this is minus 6, this is 2. I drew it because before finding the coordinate we didn't have any idea, so I just sketched it, but now I have a clear picture. So this might be my x-axis. Question number 3. The shape POQ ABCB as shown in figure 1 consists of triangle POC, this is a triangle, and a sector OQA of a circle with radius 7 centimeter and the center O joined to a rectangle OABC. The point POQ lies on a straight line. PO is 4 and CO is 5, and angle is 0.8 radians. Find the length of arc AQ. So you need to find the length of arc AQ. Again, it's the arc length, and if you see, this is all about sector of the circle, and arc length AQ is for any given circle. If you need to find the arc length, this region, this is the arc length, this is the center, radius, and theta is given. So this arc length L is equal to r times of theta, and this theta should be in radian. That's how we find the arc length, L equal to r theta. In this case, AQ is the arc length, and this arc length AQ can be written as r theta, and the radius of this sector is 7 centimeter. This is the radius. So 7 times of theta, theta is the angle, must be in radian, and this is all, this 0.8 is in radian, so 7 times of 0.8. When you multiply these two, so you have arc length, 7 times of 0.8 is 5.6 centimeter. This is the arc length for A. B, find the size of the angle POC. POC in radians, given your answer to 3 decimal places. So POC, you need to figure out this angle. I'm just calling it angle theta. It's a question mark. Okay, the idea is You know that OCBA or OABC, this is the rectangle. This is the rectangle. Rectangle means this angle is 90 degree. But we are not dealing angle in degrees. We are dealing in radians. That means this angle is pi by 2 radians. And you know that total angle of a line in terms of radian, the total angle is pi. So you can easily figure out theta as theta is equal to, from pi you will have to subtract pi by 2 minus plus 0.8. This will give you value of the theta, and if you solve this you can substitute pi 3.14 or 3.142, so theta will give you 0.771 radian. This is theta. C. Find the parameter of the shape POQABC. POQABC. Okay, the whole outer line in centimeter, given your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so we have already found AQ, which is 5.6 centimeter. We know that this length is 7 and this is 4, so the total length is 7 plus 4, 11 centimeter. And then you say that O to C, OC is 5. That means the opposite side, this also 5. And if this is centimeter, which is the radius of this circle, that means the side of this triangle is also 7 centimeter. That means the opposite side is also 7 centimeter. The only thing in this diagram is you need to figure out the length of PC, because we don't have any given value for this length. So if we could find the length of the PC, then adding all these lengths we can find the parameter. And how do we do that? If you see, this is a triangle in which theta we have already found 0.771, and this is 4 and this is 5. Two sides and included angle is given, so we can figure out the opposite side using cosine law or cosine formula. So cosine formula says that in any triangle, if you have 3 sides A, B, C, and you need to find any one of the side, let's say you need to find A, so square of A would be equal to square of the sum of the rest of the 2 sides, B square plus C square, minus twice of the linear product of the same given sides, 2BC, because we are using cosine law. So cos, and the angle of the cos would be angle opposite to the side which is being determined. So this is cos of angle A, this is the vertex A, the angle opposite to the required side. So we can apply for cosine law this PC. So you can say that I'm just going to write here, let's say PC square is equal to sum of the square of the rest of the 2 sides. That means 4 square plus 5 square minus 2 times of linear product of the same sides. That means 4 into 5 cos of angle opposite to the required side, which is 0.771. Make sure that, because we are using angle in radian, so your calculator should be in radian, because I'm using 0.771, not in degree, it is in radian. So once you solve this, so PC square, and after taking root, PC would be equal to 3.5 centimeter. And then you can figure out the perimeter for the whole shape. The perimeter of the whole shape is, you can start from P and can go all over the diagram. So you can say that, just for your understanding, starting from P to O, O to Q, Q to A, and then B, C, and come back P. That means 4 plus 7 plus 5.6, 5.6 plus 5 plus 7 and plus 3.5, and you can add all these numbers, so you can have 32.11, 2 decimal place, centimeter. This is your answer. Question number 4. An arithmetic series has first term A and common difference D. Given that sum of the first 9 term is 54, show that A plus 4D is equal to 6. Okay, sum of the first 9 term is 54. It's all about arithmetic sequence. In arithmetic sequence, you have a first term A, and then second term A2, A3, A4, and so on, and you have nth term at the end. So arithmetic sequence or arithmetic series is you can add all these numbers or these terms to get series. So this is the definition of series basically. Now sum of 9 terms, you know that sum of n terms, Sn, is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula to find sum of n terms, where n is the number of terms, a is the first term, d is the common difference. And they are saying that the sum of the first 9 term is 54, and the first term is a and the common difference is d. So you can say that S of 9, S9, sum of 9 term, first 9 term is 9 by 2, 2a plus 2a plus 9 minus 1 into d. And S9 is given 54, so you can replace 54 here. And then 9 by 2, 2a plus 9 minus 1, 8d. And clearly, if you can simplify, cross multiplying 2 over there and send 9, and then you can cancel. Once you simplify this equation, at the end you can rewrite this whole equation as, after cancelling all the numbers, at the end you have a plus 4d equal to 6. This is the proof. Given also that 8th term is half the 7th term, find the value of a and d. So there is an idea behind these types of situation. You can see that you need to find value of a and value of d, and this is most typical situation in mathematics. Whenever they ask you to find some variable, like here you need to find 2 variables, a and d, that means you can find only these 2 variables if you have 2 equations. You need 2 equations. If you have 2 equations, you can solve these 2 equations simultaneously to figure out the unknown. One equation you already have, which is a plus 4d equal to 6, or it is given. For the second equation, they gave you the second condition, that the 8th term is half of the 7th term. That means A8, the 8th term, is half of the 7th term, A7. And you know that for arithmetic sequence, nth term is A plus n minus 1 d. This is nth term. So if you can figure out value of n, so for A8, it must be A plus n minus 1, 8 minus 1, A plus 7d is equal to half of A7. A7 must be A plus 6d. And then you have, if you simplify this equation, so A and this is a minus, this half of A standard on the other side, and you can rearrange this as A plus 7d and 6d, 7d and 6d, okay. A plus 8d equal to 0. This is your equation number 2. This is equation number 1. Now you can solve these two equations simultaneously, or you can add these or subtract these to get value of A and D. So if you subtract equation 1 and 2, why am I subtracting? Because I can cancel A. That means A plus AD, underneath I'm writing A plus 4D equal to 6. Subtracting means I need to change the sign. A gets cancelled, so AD minus 4D will give you 4D equal to minus 6, and then D equal to minus 6 by 4. So D is equal to minus 3 by 2. This is value of D, and then you can substitute D in either equation 1 or in equation 2. The easiest one is equation 2. You can plug in here, you can figure out value of A. If you do that, the A would be equal to A times of D, so minus 3 by 2, and minus 2, 4 times 3, so minus 12, then A equal to 12. This is your value of A. Question number 5. Given that y is equal to log of 3 of x, find expression in terms of y for log of 3 of x over 9. Okay, so find expression in terms of y for log of 3 x by 9. So you can see that if you have, this is a general concept of log, if you have a single log, inside the log you have two numbers, any number like m divided by n, and you have a single log outside, so you can write this log as log of m minus log of n. Similar law of log, this is called second law of log, so you can apply this law here, and you can write log of 3 x minus log of 3 9, and then log of 3x, this is your y, so you can say that this is y minus, and log of 3 of 9, if you calculate log of 3 of 9, it will give you 2, so y minus 2. So this expression can be written as y minus 2. Similarly, you need to see log of 3 root x. You have another law of log, which is if you have a log of any base and you have some number m, and for this number you have some exponent. Remember, this exponent is only on the number, not on the log. That means if you have the situation, this exponent or this power can come down as a coefficient of log, so you can write log of m to the power n as n log of m. So you can apply this rule and you can say that this root x, this root is basically half, So this log of 3x is in fact x to the power half, and this half can come before log. So half of log of 3x, and log of 3 of x is y, so you can say that this is half of y, or y by 2. Hence or otherwise solve. Twice of log of 3 x over 9 minus log of 3 root x is equal to 2. Clearly, log of 3 x over 9, we have already shown that y minus 2. So we can write twice of y minus 2 minus log of 3 of root x, and log of 3 of root x is y by 2 is equal to 2. And now you have a linear equation, and you can solve this for y. So 2y minus 4 equal to y by 2 equal to 2, and then 2y minus y by 2. And you can solve this algebraic equation. You have 2y minus 3y by 2, so 3y, and then y is equal to 4. This is the value of y. But again, remember, this is not your final answer, because they are saying you need to solve this equation, and this equation involve x. So you need to figure out values of x at the end. That would be your final answer. But we found value of y. And how do we figure out value of x? Because y is equal to log of 3 of x. That means log of 3 of x is equal to 4. And if you take anti-log of base 3 to find x, then x would be equal to 3 to the power 4, and then x is equal to 81. This is your final answer. Thank you very much for this part. Have a nice time.